It is a season tradition of almost every open wheel series that you watch on iRacing, and that includes the Velocity Online Racing Series. The Indy cars come to Indianapolis, the corner of Georgetown and 16th Street, as we are here tonight for round number 6 of season 7, the traditional Indianapolis race. Now, normally this is the Indy 300. However, this season things have changed a little bit, as it's kind of been spiced up, as things have, as we like to say, changed for the good. This season, we get to do 500. It is race number 6 of this, round 7, I should say, of the VOR IndyCar season, as we welcome you to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway virtually for the Indy 500K kilometers. A slight different than the actual race, as we get ready to do 125 laps, 312 miles in 500 kilometers around this yard of bricks. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in to this tradition that we've been able to cover here on the Captain eSports Network for 5 seasons now, ever since race number 3, the 3rd season of VR's IndyCar season. We're now here at season 7, and we get to rock and roll at the Brickyard. These guys have had over 5 practices, multiple days, and even multiple practices in one day to get ready to do some great racing here around the Brickyard. And we've got ourselves a star-studded field of about 27-ish cars or so that are about to go racing. Yes, it's not the traditional 33, but you know what? Last season, there wasn't many. And after Julian went to work and the admins went to work, they've rebuilt some things, got the series rocking and rolling. Yeah, we had a small field last time we were on track at Fuji, but today, Indianapolis, it's tradition, and we've got a big field coming to race tonight. Not to mention there are some prizes on the line this afternoon in this race, thanks to our good friends at Let's Race. This is the Let's Race Indy 500, of course, round number 6, as I mentioned. $20 of iRacing money will go to the winner, and that is from Let's Race. Second place tonight will get $15. Third place will get $5. So that is going to be a bonus to go out here and win this race. So let's get ready to have some fun. Let's show off the track information here at the Brickyard. As I mentioned, round 6 of season 7. Yes, we've had a lot of breaks here and there, but we are ready to rock and roll. 125 laps, 500 kilometers, 60-mile-an-hour speed limit on pit road at 97 kilometers in case those outside the United States. The last 3 seasons have been won by Alex Van de Sande. He's a 3-time back-to-back-to-back winner. Unfortunately, not in this season's Indianapolis 500. Now, he actually has won the last 4, I should say, but will not win this coming season's race. So we will have a new winner coming up here this afternoon after 125 laps, and that is going to make things very interesting as we get going. Let's show the point standings really quickly for this series, as they've been off here again the last couple of weeks. And after Fuji, Julian Altena leads AJ Musselman by 8 points. Of course, Jesper Ullman, who's not been here the last couple of weeks, he's third. Will Lyon, Nick Sudik, Sven Von Cannell, Josh Tucker, Thomas Geisler, Matthias Kraus, and Jose Granado, your top 10 entering the points. You see the Indy Alliance with a 174-point lead already as we go into this race. The cars are warming up. There they are on the grid. And lo and behold, look who the pole sitter is. Jesper Ullman returns to the field, and he will lead them to the green flag here in the Brickyard as we throw the information up here on the screen. Ullman leads the field with AJ Musselman starting outside in row number 1. That's Indy Alliance 1-2 right there for them. Shane Coogan, Thomas Geisler, they'll take row number 2. Row 3, Nick DeGroot and Julian Altena, the points leader there. James Watson, Matthias Kraus in row 4. Roland Roush in row number 5. He'll be alongside Diego Pereno. Let me turn my speaker bar down. Holy loud. Jose Granado and Sebastian Kinder in row number 6. Row number 7 is where you'll see Dan Barrera, Luke Daniels, teammates there for 4D Racewear. Christopher Bryan and Matthias Strauss there in row 8. Row 9, Nick Sudik and Matt Houston. Matt Houston's a previous Indy winner. Bruno Miranda, Cesar Cabral in row 10. Row 11, Seb Alexander and Craig Forsyth. Row 12, Josh Tucker, Fran Herrera. Row 13 goes to Tobias Nahara and Lewis Woodall and Patrick Kraus. The 27 cars that'll start the 7th running of the Let's Race Indy 500. And again, let's show the information on the screen here. 125 laps, 312 miles and 500 kilometers, 68 degrees, 47% humidity. It's a perfect Indiana day to do some Indiana racing around the Brickyard. Pace car will pull off. This is a brand new scan on the track. They literally just released this about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or so, and they're ready to race at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The 7th Indy 500 underway. Of course, normally our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. They are still on board with the cars. Unfortunately, this track is so new that we don't have cameras yet for the track. So I tried to use the previous camera set. Unfortunately, it did not work out. So we got what we got tonight. And we still want to thank, though, Ipsfan for all the hard work he gives us for these cameras and that kind of thing. But tonight we'll have the onboards and stuff for the cars. And a big thanks to TrackCams22.com. As Patrick Kraus is in trouble, off track and already destroyed in the inside wall. No caution. And now they're wrecking off turn 4. Bruno Miranda has crashed it off turn 4, and the caution is out early. I was going to say thank you, though, to TrackCams22 for all the hard work they do for the Captain eSports Network. Oh, Miranda gets tagged into the inside wall by somebody. And what a miss by everyone else. Holy cow. Watch this again in slow-mo. He gets tagged by somebody there behind him. And I think, is that Raceverse I'm seeing on the car? If so, I might know who it is, but I don't want to guess before I'm wrong. Right there's the contact. And it is, I think it's Matt Houston that got into him. Now, I'm not sure if there was a checkup or something. We'll have to get another view. Oh, there was, Craig Forsyth got some damage. On the 27, he's got a destroyed right front. They should be able to fix that, though. Let's stop for a second here, and let's go to the onboard real quickly. That's not the onboard. That's a smiley face. I don't know if that shows enough going at slow pace there. It just looks like Matt ran him over from that view. Let's see this again. You hear him off the throttle, but I don't know what's going on there, unfortunately. That just looks like he might have tagged him there. So caution out here for the first time at the Brickyard. Now, Lewis Woodall did not take the green flag, it appears. And I'm trying to see Craig Forsyth here. It says he didn't even take the green flag, but I could have swore I saw the 27 car damaged. Nick DeGroot up 3 spots already from the start of this race, up to 2nd. Musselman running 3rd. Geisler and James Watson, your top 5 here, and a lot of cars coming to pit road. So it looks like we will be getting a green flag this time. So they're working to shorten the yellows down in this race to produce more green flag racing here. And we'll take the green here at lap number 4, going to lap 5. Appreciate everybody here joining us this afternoon for this 500-kilometer race. As unfortunately a little bit of a scratchy start there at the beginning. But we'll shake it off here and get going in this Let's Race Indy 500. 80% fuel in these cars. And remember that has changed also from last season. So because of that, you're looking at a little less fuel in the tank. So I'm thinking 25-ish laps, 20 to 25 laps, you're going to be able to get on and take a fuel. So you're looking at a pretty good amount of pit stops here, at least 4 to get you to the finish of this race if we go green the rest of the way. And here we go, green flag, Jesper Omen, DeGroot, Musselman, Geisler, Watson, your top 5 as they go to turn 1. If they can shake off the little bit of a rough start there. This guy's going to get into a rhythm, and DeGroot, the man on the move. The 93, I am DeGroot to the front. Now, I have not had a chance to watch much practice as these sessions have been up, so as I'm seeing the draft, it looks like going to work here. Is Jesper going to go past DeGroot and take the lead back? That is something that we focused on. I know I've been one that's been helping Julie and myself with the series. I feel like I haven't done really much lately, but I've been helping with trying to get these oval cars to produce more racing out of them, because obviously the one thing we saw was a lot of handling coming into play in previous like 500 races and things like that with the way the setup was on iRacing. So the one thing we wanted to do is kind of create more of a, not a pack race so to say, but allow passing to happen. And we're seeing it already at the front here as they're just doing the old switcheroo across the line. That's encouraging. Everybody else is kind of giving each other some room. Here's a potential pass for position. Shane Coogan, that red and black car inside lane, trying to get around Matthias Strauss, not able to do so. We look back from the Western Waves car. There's Shane. He chases down that 8 car. The leaders continue to do the old switcheroo. They're trying to pull away from Musselman's what they're trying to do, I think. So what I'm seeing here is you're able to get runs through the corners. It's just a matter of, will it be give and take? You see Strauss there could easily let that car go, but he's deciding not to and drive it into the corner. Shane being very conservative with that move, which nothing wrong with this because it's lap number 7 of this race right now. Seeing the top 22 cars, 23 cars, all within 9 seconds of each other right now. Got separate packs of cars. As Bruno Miranda, unfortunate break, man. Sorry to see that happen to you, dude. Unfortunate for the 70 or for the 19 there. As the movie Encanto, which I'm actually going to take my daughter to go see the on ice version of that in Frozen next week in Atlanta. I can't help but see Bruno's name and think of, I guess this race didn't want to talk about Bruno no more, did they? Sudik, who's usually pretty good here at Indianapolis, he's running back in the 13th position as we check him out, following Dan Morera there. Behind him, Shane Coogan. Again, Matthias Strauss there behind him with Cesar Cabral. Everybody just kind of working their way through this race, getting runs whenever they can. Trying to make passes, playing the strategy. So we had Fran Herrera, Tobias Nara, Matt Houston, and Josh Tucker, and also Seb Alexander. Those guys all pitted at lap 3 along with Roland Roush. For those cars right there, those 3 laps could benefit them later on in the run. We'll have to keep track of pit stops and obviously fuel maps and things like that, because that can affect how this race is ran by those drivers. And the one thing I'm noticing already, it's not really a pack race, but you know what? You can pull out and pass, which is good. This is exactly the kind of race I think we as drivers wanted to see today. Yes, aero plays a role. You're going to get a little tight if you're behind other cars, but if you can get the bar set up right, you can make passes. That's what I'm noticing, and I'm liking that right now. The Groot and Omen continue to pass each other for the lead. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight here on the Captain Esports Network. If you're watching us there or on VOR's channel, you also got the Facebook and the Twitter. I think we're everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, VOR's YouTube. So many spots you can hear us from. So we come by to complete lap number 13 right now. Omen continuing to do the swap, and it's working to a point. Musselman's hanging out about 4/10 or so back, but it's they haven't really been able to pull away. Sometimes when you do that whole switcheroo thing, you're able to pull away. Back here, Dan Morera, Shane Coogan as they battle out for position, along with Sudik as they work their way through the field here. We ride back there with the Turn 4 Racing. Sudik, he watches Shane Coogan look inside. Shane, part of that race first team. And Morera, one of the cleanest drivers you'll ever race with. I mean, he knows how to, he'll get through a 24-hour race with no incident points if he could. That's the kind of driver he is. I've done endurance races with him, and I would say this, 99% of the time I'm the one apologizing to him for wrecking the car. So I think this is where you're seeing the difference in map right now. I mean, some people may be running map 1 to 3, somewhere in that range, which is not saving as much fuel as, say, if you're running map 5 or something like that in this race. So top three separated by about 0.6 right now of a second. Everybody else just kind of hanging out, riding single file here as we get towards the first pit stops. Let's check on the guys back here. I look up and I see this guy almost getting chopped. Christopher Bryan back here with Tobias Nahra. These guys here all pitted at that caution. And you got to wonder if they're going to try to save fuel here and go into a fuel strategy. I once talked to Craig Forsyth about racing open wheels. And the one thing he taught me that I've never really thought about, and it makes total sense to me, is when you start an open wheel race like this, any kind of IndyCar race is a fuel mileage race immediately until it gets to the point where it's not a fuel move anymore. And I've never thought about it that way. I've thought about it as always like being a stock car guy. You go as fast as you can, and when fuel comes into play, at that point you worry about it. But I'm expecting pit stops to happen here in the next probably 5 to 10 laps. Hear the throttle and how much they're working it throughout the track here. First through 20 seconds, still about 9 seconds back. The only car that's kind of lost the pack, Seb Alexander out here running on his own, 13 seconds back right now. As they just continue to play the switcheroo up here in the front. Proper title to like the whole switching thing. I always joked around and call it Mario Karting, because if you go back to when Mario Kart came out for, I think it was the Nintendo 64 at the time, you had to like draft like that to go fast. You couldn't just go out there and win it like Mario Land or whatever by yourself. You had to like find a car and draft with them and do the old passing like they're doing to actually go fast. And no, for those wondering, I was never good at Rainbow Road. I did find a way to jump off the cliff every daggum time. Two other drivers we're watching work their way up through the field, Shane Coogan and Nick Sudik. Shane actually started in third, but fell back. And Sudik here, these two just drafting with each other through the field and up their way up through the pack, I should say. Let me get the English right here. Jesper Ohman and De Groot been the only two leaders so far. Unfortunately, I don't have telemetry that tells you how many laps they've led. But each one of them have at least led, crossing the line, I believe. Now, of course, as we get towards the green flag, pit stop says, oh, up there, was that Coogan that got the wall? I saw the smoke. Yeah, he's feeling out his car right now. He knows he got damage probably from it. Made it through the corner. He might be okay. Probably just a 0x, but a scary situation there. Let's go back and see it. It's already happened here, so let's just rewind it manually, unfortunately. You're going to see him come off the corner. He gets tight, I think, in the wake of... Oh, you know what? He clipped the rumble strips there. And there's the smoke and the momentum loss. But yeah, he clipped the apron area where there's rumble strips coming out of turn 2 there. And that looked more like warping issues back there. Whoever that is having some serious issues warping. So if you're sitting back right now with Geisler, Watson, Julian Altena, Pereno, those guys from like 3rd through 8th, 9th, 10th, all the way through the field there, you got to be feeling pretty good right now about fuel mileage. You're probably running on fuel map 5, which is about max save. You ride with Pereno here. He's actually sticking his nose out there to get some clean air so the car doesn't push on him. I wouldn't say he's in max save, or else he'd probably be in 6th gear the whole time. Looks like he's wanting to make a move on Julian here. All right, I'm starting to hear pit stops maybe coming this time by. And who will they come from? Let's see. DeGroot's coming in. So the 93 going to be the first one to pit road. Lap 24. So as you see it now, this is a 5-stop race right now, potentially for him. Got to save a little bit to make it a 4-stopper if we go green the rest of the way. Again, only the one caution so far at lap 1. Four tires, fuel, and he'll easily not go a lap down here unless something drastic happens. As there he goes off pit road 8.7. Great stop for him. So Jesper Oman now leads this race, and let's see. He's let a lot of, he's going to come to pit road now. So Jesper's coming in. This is right on the number to go 4 stops. Is that Julian off the pace? No, it's not. Okay, I saw that black and blue car back there off the pace. It's Christopher Bryan. That's on pit road here. So AJ Musselman leading laps here at Indianapolis now. As we jump down to Jesper and watch his stop. Tires and fuel, and he pulls away. I wonder if Bryan ran out of gas because he's awfully slow coming to pit road. Where's DeGroot compared to Oman as they get up to speed here? Watch those guys, and we'll jump back to the pits here. Oman's going to jump him here. Got him with an overcut. Nice move there by Oman here. As here comes Watson, here comes Pereno, Granado, and Seb Alexander all to pit road now. Four tires and fuel for all these drivers as they pull away. There you see DeGroot and Oman there side by side. And here comes pretty much the rest of the field. Lap 27. Everybody's coming. Everybody pretty clean on the pit road, which is also good. And now the cars, we're starting to get into the cars that stayed out and ran, or pitted, I should say, at the caution. Those guys are coming to pit road now, and caution is out. Caution is out. Nahra has wrecked over in 3 and 4. And this is going to make things tricky. Awfully early in the crash here. So it looks like the caution actually comes later, because when it shows that, let's see here. Oh, he's high already, and oh, he's blinking out. That's his first issue. Hey, he smacks the outside wall, and it sends him packing, unfortunately. Bam, inside wall. An untimely caution. And this is going to catch some cars out a lap down right now. And look who the leader is. It's the Williams. Is that the Williams Renault paint scheme, I think, from back in like the early 90s? Damon Hill and David Coulthard and those guys. And he's the leader of this race. And you know what? He's off the pace. He might be out of gas. We got cars running out, or are they waiting on the pace car here? Could be the pace car they're waiting on also. Yeah, he's up with speed, so he's fine. I think they're just waiting on the pace car, and they're going to come to pit road. So this is going to make things interesting, because we do have some cars caught a lap down. I don't know. I don't know what the word Dios means, but I can understand most of that message. Granado is something at Indy. We got cars saying they're running out of gas coming to pit road here, so my oh my. Let's see how this all cycles out. As those cars come to pit and get topped off. What I'm seeing here, according to the ticker, is AJ Musselman is the leader of this race. Problem is, where is... Okay, here's Omen and DeGroot, 7th and 8th from what I'm seeing here. They're catching up, so because of the caution coming out, these guys were on pit road during that caution, and they were able to jump the field here. Might get an extended yellow here. Yeah, we did. So yeah, we're gonna get one more lap of caution here. Normally we were going to go green here, but because the cars didn't get wave around, so we'll go green this time. By while we do this, gives me an opportunity. Let's kind of go over what has happened so far this season. I want to make sure I pull up the schedule here, really. There's the schedule where we're at right now. Of course, Texas Motor Speedway. Texas Motor Speedway, of course, was round 1, and Michigan round 2. Those were both won by Jesper Omen. And then round 3 had the interesting finish to where Matthias, I'm trying to remember, I'm going off the top of my head here. Matthias Kraus was coming to victory lane. Unfortunately, got wrecked on the final lap and did not win the race in the end. Listen to some audio here. And then after that, we took a long break, went to Fuji, and that race was dominated in the end. As we get ready to come to the green flag. Listen to Julian talk about being the admin here. I might need to reach out to him and see if he needs to send me maybe this stuff so I can kind of help him with adminning. Trying to multitask here a little bit here. As we go back to green. I believe we're green. Yeah, we're green. Okay, I was going to say the caution thing didn't go away. AJ Musselman, leading Thomas Geisler, Julian Altena, Sebastian Kinder, and Luke Daniels, your top 5 as we go back to green. And apparently a penalty for Dan Morera. Unfortunately, some confusion going on out on track here, and a couple people getting black flags for passing under yellow, and none of them seem to have a memory of what happened. Musselman leading here in this 500-kilometer race now is Jesper Ohman, Sudik back here, 6th, 7th. De Groot there behind them in 8th. Those guys were the dominant drivers here early in this race. Unfortunately, got caught with that caution coming out here. So yeah, going back to the recap really quickly, what's happened this season. Jesper Ohman won the first 2 races at Michigan and at Texas this season. Michigan was actually the first 500-kilometer race, and Jesper won that one. And then race number 3 was actually given, the victory himself was given to the car of Jose Granado, and that was after the incident happened between Sebastian Kinder and the Matthias Kraus car. Oh, I'm sorry, Cameron Boston. Wrong guy. Cameron Boston was the guy. I'm literally looking at the results as we're talking here. So Cameron Boston got into the Matthias Kraus car. Cameron ended up getting a penalty and finished 4th in that race, as Matthias finished 9th, and that was on a last lap accident that happened there at Phoenix. Then we went to Daytona, raced on the oval, and it became the Will Lyon show for the last 2 races. Will Lyon winning at Daytona, getting his first career win, and then they went to Fuji and got his 2nd career win, and there's been some breaks in between here and there, and that is where we sit now as we get to the Indy 500-kilometer races. Musselman and Geisler start to play the old switcheroo up here at the front. Apologies for the little delays there. I was trying to multitask a little bit there, and unfortunately, when you haven't broadcast a series for like a month because of time off, you kind of get out of rhythm sometimes, and that's on me. But we're going to make the broadcast fun, as we always do, as we're 2 and 3 wide here, as the track just continues to warm up in this race. Luke Daniels, who in another series won a truck race here at Indianapolis like last month. And here he is now, up here in the 5th position right now. And he's been getting a lot of open wheel experience running over in the Lionheart Retro Series. I hear his crew chief over there is a pretty cool guy also. As Musselman and Geisler continue to swap it up there. Julian Altena won a piece of this also in 3rd, with Sebastian Kinder in 4th. As we're just about to the 100-mile mark of this Indy 500K presented by Let's Race. Appreciate those guys being a part of the broadcast. And look at this back here. Shane Coogan looking for somewhere to go. Eight laps on the board. Appreciate the viewers. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button to either VOR or somebody's got the wall there. Granado. I don't know if he got the wall, but he's out of shape. The Phoenix winner falling off the pace here a little bit. And Jesper Ohman coming off pit road. I just caught this. Was this a strategy move? Kind of check back here. We've had a couple cars pit. See, 85 laps. I don't know why they would pit here. There must be something I missed penalty-wise or something. Maybe. I don't know, unfortunately. Ohman came to pit road. It could be some damage or something on the car, too. Trying to check up here. Lap 37. They do get separated. Did Jesper get the wall, maybe? Oh, right here. That makes a lot of sense now. That is Jesper hit the inside or the outside wall, turn 2, so it bites somebody again. And because of that, Jesper Omens had to come to pit road and now sits a lap down in this race. So right now, his chances have kind of taken a big hit now after that caution, and now that situation there with the unscheduled pit stop. So unfortunately for Omen, who won the first 2 races, as I just mentioned, of the season, he now sits 20th right now, and I'm seeing him a lap down right now. So he needs a yellow, and he's going to need some help to get back on the lead lap, because they don't do lucky dogs here. You have to get the wave around. The positive here is when the other leaders pit, he could jump back to the lead lap, and if they get a yellow there, that could be probably the easier way for this to work out for him. But Geisler, Altena, Musselman, DeGroot, Kinder, your top 5 now. Definitely been entertaining here. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the race so far in the broadcast. I am the captain, Chris Scala, the voice of VOR, if you will. The 7th running of the Let's Race Indy 500. Of course, the last 5 races have been here on the Captain eSports Network. Been a privilege to be a part of a race of this prestige in either league. I mean, in any league, if you run an open car and you run Indianapolis, I always feel it's a special race to broadcast and stuff. Kind of like when I do a stock car race at Daytona, I feel that way. Not that no other race is not important in any league, but it's like I'm broadcasting in Indianapolis. Yes, it's on a sim, but it's still Indianapolis. That's Shane Coogan there looking low on Kinder, but Kinder using that top side. I've talked about this a couple times. I have become a fan of Indianapolis on the oval, especially now with this configuration. Because now with the iRacing updates and stuff, as you see the move being made back there, that was Luke Daniels being attacked there by the Sudik car. It is like you'll never see Indianapolis run like a 2-group track like that. And that's what we're seeing. You're seeing these cars able to go to the top side and get a run off the corner and actually keep the position. I mean, look how high that car is right there. And he's going to keep the run off. It's like you're finding clean air. It's kind of changed the dynamic of Indy a little bit here. DeGroot gets the run, gets the draft, looks low, or that's not DeGroot, it's Sudik, sorry. Similar yellow cars. Because they've always said, like, Indianapolis, you got to kind of give up the position and get back in line so you don't lose any spots, where now it's kind of like it's changed to where you don't necessarily have to give up the spot. As we ride with Krause here. See next to pass on Roush. Oh, Matthias, what happened afterwards? I see you're still behind the wall. That's Matthias Strauss we're talking with in the stream here, or in the chat. I see you and Granado off the wall. I know Granado got the wall. What happened to you? Oh, you hit the wall also. I must not have saw that. Okay. I'm sorry to see that, man. What kind of damage is it causing to the car? Because I know, like, before the update, when you would hit, like, the tire and the tire would flop around a little bit, if you got back to pit road, it was only like a 40-second fix. Is it more than that now? Is it like 3.5, 4 minutes or whatever? back here. Matt Houston under attack. That's Caesar Cable there behind him. Houston should be able to get the toe of the car in front of him there. He sure is. And look at that, going to hold the position. So, again, another difference, I guess, if you will, from a traditional Indianapolis to this is kind of like in a stock car. If you're not able to complete the pass off the corner, that outside line car almost has the toe of the car in front of them that pulls them ahead. So you almost got to be exactly side by side with the car entering the corner to maybe gain that spot. So that's going to make things tricky a little bit here. So have to keep an eye on that as this race continues on, as the leaders continue to swap spots. And DeGroot up there top side at 93. Shane Coogan now up to 4th. Let's throw up the strategy board here real quickly. And let's see. I just want to make sure I hit the right buttons here. There's what it looks like right now in the top 12, fuel mileage-wise. Everybody pretty much in the window right now, so pit stops should be opening. Let's keep an eye on who comes to pit road. Oh, wow. Hard to see that. And on pit road, Christopher Bryan right now, so there's the first of the scheduled stops. Remember, DeGroot was one of the first to pit road when the caution, or before the caution came out during the last run. So let's see if we see Nick peel off, or even AJ Musselman, who's led a lot of laps here in this middle stint of the race. I just heard somebody call out their pits. It might have been DeGroot. Off turn 4, it sure is. Here he comes. 60 miles an hour right there at that yellow cone to get to pit road. And he's going to bring one of the Team Watson cars with him there. It is James Watson himself. But here we go again with the mileage. 50 laps in, so that means let's just do 25. You're looking at 75, 100, so 3 more stops at least in this race. Pit road going to be a huge factor today. That was part of the reason of some of the changes with the less fuel and stuff, because now it puts kind of pit road into play instead of doing full distance mileage. Now it's kind of 80% to obviously 80% fuel, so 80% of a run of what you would normally see in an open wheel car. Seb Alexander on pit road now in the 49. And I think you're going to see some of the leaders coming this time by, potentially. Through turn 4, Dan Morera's on pit road. Here comes the leader. Here comes second place. Don't want to hit each other. Great job by both. Very tough when you have a car coming in right there behind you to not get whacked. So lap 54, Musselman. And Geisler on the pit road. Four tires and fuel, and they will pull away. Luke Daniels, the VOR team on pit road. That's Luke Pitts. You're going to see some others. I think a lot of the field going to be working their way in this time by. 70 laps to go As I mentioned, still a 3-stop race no matter where you pit in this part of the race. You have to be able to get to the, I would say, lap 75 mark to make it a 2-stop race. So as you see, they're way short of that. So we're at a 3-stop stint right now. Somebody, who's that wobbling their car up there? I think the 9 ran out of fuel coming to his pit stall. That's Sebastian Kinder leading here. Matt Houston, Matthias Kraus, Roland Roush. As these guys all leave pit road. Good stops for everybody. Don't see any penalties happening as of right now. As Kinder and Kraus going to come to pit road. Hand it to Matt Houston. Oh, a little lock up there from Roush. It looks like the top 3, once we finish this cycle out, are going to be pretty close together again. As Matt Houston going to be the last one to pit road, so it looks like we will make it through a cycle of pit stops here. Unlike the first time around, we got a caution in the middle of it. So that is going to be your leader as we come back from the cycle of pit stops. DeGroot going to have about a half a second on Shane Coogan, who's got about a half second on Musselman. They'll probably be able to draft back up together. And Geisler is about a half second off of Musselman. Altena is about a half second off Geisler, so you're going to see the line of cars here. But not really spread out, which is awesome. Good racing here. This is what you want to see at Indianapolis, where you get great racing like this. You get a chance to catch up to each other and pass and race. And that gives you a chance to steal track position and that kind of thing. So far, so good. At this Let's Race Indy 500. And as I mentioned, this will be the first season that we actually get a new winner in the last 5 seasons here. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, Alex Van de Sant, is just straight good. And he's good at Indianapolis. And that's why, he's a champion from last season, a multi-time champion, and a multi-time winner in Indianapolis. And when I say that, I don't even mean that in this league alone. He's done it in other leagues too, when he's went out and won this race. Let me go back to season 6, season 5, season 4. Season 3. So yeah, ever since basically we have broadcasted, we'll put it like this. This is a good way to put how dominant Alex has been in this series from when he's raced here. We took over at season 3. The Captain Esports Network did the broadcast. He's the only winner that we have had on this broadcast at Indianapolis. So today will be the second winner that we've ever had on this broadcast here from Indianapolis. So he's pretty damn stout. Let's just put it like that. Oh, somebody got the wall there. That looked like maybe back at Matthias, nope, a little farther ahead. Was that Kinder maybe that got the wall? Well, hopefully his car is okay. Actually, you know who that is? That's Jesper Omen. Who's a lap car right now. Jesper running still a lap down in the 20th position, needing some help from a yellow. We ride with Matt Houston here, the race first car. Of course, Race Versa, another broadcasting network that you can check out weekly. They got some races that they do. I know Matt's a good guy, and tried to help him as much as I can, and vice versa and stuff. But Matt does a great job with his crew there, and of course he's got his own series on Tuesday nights that races. As Omen is on pit road again here, so Jesper must have got damage to that car, and that's why he's back on pit road. Let's move up here. Sudik inside of Kinder for 6th. Nick has been strategically making moves in that 87 car. As we hit the halfway point this time by 62 laps in the books. It's actually going to be 62 and a half. So right now, technically, is the halfway point. If you want to go with the whole logic thing before somebody yells at me like, dude, it's not halfway yet until they get to the backstretch. So now Coogan leads a lap car of Morera, I believe is the second car in line there. And then de Groot. Falling back here again. It's Kinder. Not sure if he's just struggling tight maybe, or is trying to save a little bit more fuel, or what he's doing there, but unfortunately he's lost a couple spots here. And now he's got Matthias Kraus coming up to him. Kinder looking back at him. A real good example right there of how this race is progressing when it comes to the lanes. Kraus going to try the bottom side here again. But you'll notice Kinder goes up here about 2 grooves up or so. And let's see if he can carry it off again. Yep, just like that. Look at that. I mean, that's how tough it is to pass with this way the track is set up in iRacing. I'm not going to complain about it. It produces great racing. Settled down a little bit up there at the front. I think those guys are, I think you're seeing this race kind of settle in now to a literal fuel mileage race. I mean, you're seeing drivers just kind of hang back now and save as much as they can to try to hit this 2-stopper. And I think once you get past lap 100 and get that final stop out of the way, at that point, I think the floodgates open up and you're going to see some racing. Because remember, there's no green-white checkers. There's no saving fuel and making sure you have enough fuel in case there's an extra like 10 laps of racing. It's not like that here. As soon as that 125 mark's hit, this race is over. Might have to check, did Luke Daniels just catch the wall in the middle 1 and 2, I wonder? He just lost 3 or 4 spots here. Might have to check the 28 car here and see. Oh, and he just got real loose and trying to hold on to it. Nice save there by Luke. He's got to have damaged that car. So let's look at what just happened to Luke Daniels. Okay, there. We're going to turn 4. Let's keep an eye on here up the front straightaway. This is the previous lap. Oh, you see him sliding up, sliding up. No, he didn't get the wall there. It looked close. He's okay there, so somewhere in there, Luke hit the wall, and he's on pit road now. So Luke Daniels. Oh, I'm sorry, he didn't enter pit road. The telemetry showed me when he spun into the area of pit road, it clocked him coming to pit road, but then he left. So he did never pit, but he does probably have some damage on his car. He's trying to get to the window of fuel so that he can then go to the finish potentially from the 2 stops here. So 70 laps complete. You want to get to lap 75 here, 5 laps from now. If anybody can get to that number, you're looking pretty good to get the rest of the way on fuel on 1 stop here. So that's going to be the key here. I know I'm kind of beating a dead horse here with fuel mileage, but you know what? You got to do whatever it takes to win a race. And I've learned that. As Jesper Oman is back on pit road, he might be taking it behind the wall, unfortunately for him. His, I believe, first running of this race here in this series will not end well for the 2 car. Shane Coogan continuing the lead here. DeGroot riding second. That is Dan Marrera that you're seeing in the 26 car trying to unlap himself. And does so. And if I'm Shane, I don't see a point of really battling Dan. You guys just ride right there behind him. Let Dan burn his fuel being a lap down. But, you know, Shane's going to work with him here. And if you're DeGroot, you wonder how you're going to handle this. I mean, do you want to get up there and lead laps? Do you just want to settle in behind them? Looks like the option B is the answer. As Altena pokes out. Into the wall hard. Somebody there's that Matt? No, it's Diego Pereno. Diego Pereno catching the outside wall, and he is off the pace now. We can get a better look at it really quickly here. It happens right off turn 2. Watch the pink and black car here. Just gets way too high and smack. Right in front of Roush. And he tries to lock up the car and everything. Hopefully he didn't have damage. He's on pit road now. So he must have gotten a meatball or something there. It's now Dan is staying low, it looks like. And going to let the leaders go by now. So Dan doesn't want to play a role in spoiling somebody's race here, so he's going to get out of the way and let the leaders go on by. Everybody working their way around that 26. As you see, because of that whole thing, DeGroot is actually falling back to 4th now. Not sure if that got shuffled up with the whole passing of Marrera, but now Geisler and Julian have moved to 2nd and 3rd here. All right, 75 laps in the books this time by. $175 miles. Again, 312-mile race, 500 kilometers. Slightly different than the way the Indy 500 is actually set up. That's a 500-mile race. As we got Tucker and Watson on pit road. So now we're getting the pit stops here. on board with the boss man here. I think you're going to see the first of the leaders potentially this time by on pit road. And it's going to be DeGroot, the 93 car. He's been the first one to pit all day, and here he comes. He's bringing some others with him. Fran Herrera, Seb Alexander. "60-mile-an-hour speed limit on pit road." Let's see if he can get a good stop out of his stall here and potentially pull an undercut here. 8.1 for DeGroot, 8.3s and an 8.8 for Herrera and Alexander, respectively. As here comes the train of leaders down the front straightaway. Luke Daniels has made it to pit road inside his window, so the 28 is in. Be able to see what kind of damage he has right now entering after his incident a few laps ago. All right, so Shane Coogan now coming in. Musselman. Luke Daniels, as I mentioned, on pit road, so those two leaders right there coming to pit road. Along with Thomas Geisler. 45 laps to go next time by. Should be 4 tires and fuel. Want to remind you, the next race, we got another week off next week, and then we'll come back October 1st. And that'll be the start of 2 straight races in a row. Watkins Glen. We hit the road course upstate New York next week, or in the next race. Round number 8, Nashville Super Speedway. Kind of a short oval, 1.25 mile track there. We'll have that race for you, both of them here on the Captain eSports Network, along with Pocono and the streets of Long Beach to finish out the season at the 1st of November. First weekend of November, I should say. More cars coming in, so I think we're going to see Julian and the cars who have not come to pit road yet during this run. I say that as it looks like Matt Houston stays out for another lap. Now the positive here for these cars is they might actually be able to short fill a little bit here, and that's something that you don't hear a lot about in stock cars if you're used to watching that on the stream, because I know this is the one open wheel car series I broadcast for, so it's like I do kind of compare them sometimes so that those who might be watching this for the first time are like, what is going on? Open wheel cars, you can actually short fill and still run fast and even be faster because of lighter weight, where the stock cars, it's kind of different with the way the weight is shifted around. So as there's your leader, Matthias Kraus, the 59 car. Matt Houston there behind him. And I think you're going to see Matt and those guys come to pit road this time by. Appreciate all the viewers watching here this afternoon, Saturday afternoon of racing here on the Captain eSports Network. Also on Velocity Online Racing's website, or on their YouTube page, I should say. Also on the Captain Twitter page, Facebook, and Twitch. Wherever you like to watch this race, this is where you're watching right now. Is on pit road comes Kraus and Houston. This will cycle everything around to Thomas Geisler. will lead this race. Nick DeGroot there second. The battle on for the third position here. As Coogan and Altena battle it out, and there's Sudik right behind them as the cars try to draft their way up to be back in a pack again. This is really going to open up, I think, to be an exciting finish, and this is what we wanted. '59 coming right off pit road as the leaders come up to him here. Going to put him a lap down, unfortunately. See if Julian gets a run on Matthias here. Doesn't look like he will, so we've worked our way through this round of pit stops here. We are 84 laps in the books of the Let's Race Indy 500K here from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, virtually on iRacing. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in. For those who have just joined us, we have had 2 cautions so far in this race. Lap number 1, Bruno Miranda unfortunately getting turned by the 66 off turn 4. Unfortunate situation there for Bruno. He's behind the wall because of it. That was caution number 1. Caution 2 happened after a spin with the Tobias Nahra car. Otherwise, we have been clean and green throughout this race. That has seen numerous lead changes around the track, but not necessarily at the line. With the way the passing is going here, as Coogan looks low on Altena, but also something that has come into play here is we have had multi-groove racing today in this race. You're seeing cars mostly run the bottom, but they are able to hold the momentum and carry the top side around this track. Kind of seeing Julian kind of venture up there a little bit. That's a thing of his. He likes to kind of go where people aren't racing. I'm not even going to try to pronounce where he's from. I know what country he's from, but that's... Look at Coogan there, trying to go 2 for 1. You saw him make the draft on Julian. He slides up with Matthias. That's the runs you can get here. And Shane's going to clear Julian there, but Julian's going to have a huge run down the straightaway here. And he's kind of got to take it, or else Sudik would probably take it. Kraus doing nothing wrong there. He's trying to get back on the lead lap here in this race. Actually, you know what? I apologize. I'm off right now. Kraus is actually on the lead lap in 3rd. I thought he was going a lap down. My bad. I got that absolutely wrong. So, Matthias Kraus is 3rd with Julian 4th. Julian going to try to get around it for 3rd, top side, going to work. He got him. Not only that, look at this move by Julian. Going to go to 2nd. Going to try to get the lead. How about that? 4th to 1st in one set of corners. Takes 3rd in turn 4, goes down the straightaway and takes 2nd and 1st, and now leads this race. A monster run. Now, I wonder if these are the cars starting to kind of turn the wick up a little bit, Lotus, and they can make it now on one stop and go the rest of the way here. the pack of cars 12 deep right now, all the way down to Fran Herrera. There's Seb Alexander in the 13th position. 14th right now is the 92 of Diego Perino. Diego is still on the lead lap right now. And in the first car lap down is Luke Daniels, now in the 15th position after the incident he was involved in. Actually stand corrected there. He is not a lap down. He's close to being a lap down. He's right ahead of the leaders there going to turn 1. As Geisler's caught back up to Julian. They're going to make the pass here. So racing starting to pick up in intensity. 33 laps to go in the 7th running of the Let's Race Indy 500. Of course, the last 6 races here at Indy were 300-mile races. And this season we decided, hey, let's bump it up to 500 kilometers, which was 12 extra miles and basically 5 laps of racing. And that's why we got 125 laps, unlike the previous 6 seasons that were 120. And you saw the pass back there, Sudik getting past Kraus. So Matthias is going backwards, unfortunately, here. I'm not sure if he is struggling with the handling of the car or what's going on here. AJ Musselman running back here with the Kinder car as they go side by side there for a second. Musselman just kind of strategically working here, trying to get himself to the finish of this race where maybe he can make a move and get that VOR win that he's been waiting to get. Had a couple of top 3s this season. And now Shane Coogan jumping to the top. Lap times around here at about... Oh, somebody got the wall back there. Might have been Matt Houston, but I didn't see him get off the pace here, so he might not have gotten the wall. I thought he did. The car looks like it's okay, so he's digging. Switcheroo going on for the lead again. Biggest mover in the race today happens to be Sudik there from 17th up to 4th. How about Fran Herrera from 24th to 12th? Matt Houston, 18th to 7th. And Cesar Cabral from 20th to 10th. So those are your 4 big movers in this race. De Groot here in the 93 car. Here in 6th gear all the way around. Now that is max save on fuel right there. Oh, and somebody has spun right here, turn 4. Christopher Bryan. And that is going to really put this race into an interesting spot. Third caution is out. Just heard over the radio, Brian said he got taken out from behind. Let's see the replay here. The 00 there. I heard him say he was pitting. Oh, yeah. Somebody clobbered him. Who was the car behind him? Is that Luke Daniels? All right, so who comes to pit road here? 28 laps to go. Right outside the window. And now there is another factor that is coming into this race. And you see where it just changed to 26 laps to go. And that is because right now, there's actually a time window for this race to get done. And we're right on it. Yeah, the race started about an hour and 15 minutes ago. As we watch the race off pit road, it's going to be Geisler, then Julian Altina. And I'm going to assume that we're going green this time by. I just got the confirmation from the admins. We are going green this time. So they're coming right up to the pace car, and we're going green off turn 4. And we are about to have ourselves a fuel mileage race, boys. Especially if this race stays green. It's like I said, I even tried to stop talking about it for a little bit. And here it is, back at it. It's like... It's like the hiccups, you know. You get rid of them, you think they're gone, then they come back. All right, as we come off turn 4, Geisler getting out a little ahead there as we come to the green at completion of lap 98, 27 laps to go. Oh, happy anniversary, Mr. Ramirez. These guys get up to speed here, and I see smoke. And around goes Roush, and that's going to bring the caution out. I don't think Roush hit anything. I saw smoke up ahead, and I think Roush might have checked up. You see the smoke there, it popped out, and then he just gets tagged. That's the Seb Alexander car, I believe, that tagged him. Now, where did the smoke come from? It's a $1 million question here. Look at it again. Wall contact, it looks like there, maybe with Kinder. I don't know. Very interesting sitch here. So now, I'm assuming as they're going to catch the pace car here, they're going to probably get 1 to go. And you come back to pit road and top the tank off. We're about to find out right now, because I'm assuming we're going to go back 1 to go this time by. As they catch the pace car. Who comes in here? Who doesn't? Everybody's saving. Shane Coogan. He does a fake. Caesar Cabral is going to be the first. A lot of cars coming to top it off right now. I like that move. So it looks like we're at the 21-minute mark right now, left in this race. Which, let's see, if I do the math correctly, that's what, an hour and 40 minutes of racing here? No, that's, yeah, 20, yeah, 21, so yeah. So it's going to be very close. So if you look at it like that, 21 laps to go time-wise. When I click the laps, 25 laps to go. So obviously the goal here is to let this 25 catch that 21. And I will try to cycle through both during this run here as we go, so that you know exactly how many laps there potentially are to go in this race. It's going to be very close time-wise, as pace car is going to pull off. In the hands of Thomas Geisler, Julian Altena, Nick Sudik, Shane Coogan, Matthias Kraus, the top 5 as we go back to green. Kind of a slower restart. First car out of line back there. That is De Groot. We'll have to keep an eye. Roland Roush is the first car on the strategy that pitted there at that caution right there, as we see 3 wide with De Groot. Up front, Julian Altena to the lead as they try to break the draft. We ride with the Sudik car. 87 having a great race there. 4th position for him. Of course, as I'm trying to do the math in my head here, they're running 40-second laps, which leaves obviously 20 seconds left in a minute to get that done. Obviously, every 4 laps is a minute of gain time. There should be no reason, without probably 1 or 2 cautions, that this race does not finish on the actual 125 laps. We look back here, the 59, Matthias Kraus trying to get around De Groot. As this track continues to get hotter and hotter. $18 laps according to time. As Altena leads a race that he's been wanting to win for a very long time. He's actually just wanting to win a race, period. Shane Coogan, an oval driver, or a specialty oval driver, I should say. Oh, caution is out. Roland Roush has wrecked over in turn 2. And the 5th caution waves. Unfortunately for the Williams Renault, and once again contact. Oh no, the same cars hit each other. I believe that's Seb Alexander in the 49 that got into him. They got together on the restart, and now this. Just got tight. And that brings the caution for the 5th time. And the admins are going to do everything they can to get this race back to green. 19 to go right now, 16 to go per time. And unfortunately, with this telemetry ticker I use especially for this series, I'm not sure if there's an actual way for me to put the time left in this race up on the screen. I can certainly try. So let me try real quickly here. Thankfully, SDK Gaming, really cool system you can use here. Let me see if I can make this happen. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing any kind of time show up, so yep, we'll just keep working with the laps. Unfortunate, but it's okay. Trying to give everybody the information possible here. So 18 laps now, and you see 15 to go. Yes, we'll go green. Should be going green this time by. I hear that we're going green this time by, but I'm looking at the caution lights are still on the car. Now the pace car lights are off. I think we are going green. All right, there you go. So time-wise, 14 laps to go in this race. Oh, big checkup and contact back there. That was back near Luke Daniels, it looks like, who's back on the lead lap, by the way. And it looks like everything kind of popped back into place there with Seb Alexander also. And I do want to apologize to Seb. I got him mixed up with the Caesar Cabrol car, as I believe he's the one that made the contact, unfortunately, with the Roland Roush car. So my apologies to Seb on that. He did no wrong. As battle for the lead, Coogan trying to make moves here. Julian trying to block, being defensive. Racing is intense now, boys. Time to go. Side by side, that's going to pull Geisler. That's going to pull DeGroot, Kraus, and all these guys into the picture. As Geisler pushes his teammate out to the lead. So it says 12 laps time-wise, 15 race-wise. It's going to be very close. As now Julian's going to get help. No, they're going to go 3 wide. Geisler to the bottom. And got it. One career win for that 16 car came at Chicagoland a couple seasons ago, and now Thomas Geisler leads in Indy. 3 wide again for second. Ooh, almost some contact with Coogan and DeGroot. That got close. As Nick's going to cross him over, I think, here. I was wrong. Instead, Coogan goes down and kind of defends the bottom. And Coogan leads that lap barely. Oh, into the wall. Julian got it good. He's still fighting. Oh, and another car, Luke Daniels, has tagged the wall turn 2, but nobody's around him. We will stay green. He's trying to get the car going back straight away, but Luke, he has jumped to the pits, so we will stay green. Let's see real quickly what happened to Luke. Oh, back end just comes around on him. Oh, wow. I think we're going to make it. If we stay green the rest of the way, I think we make it. As Geisler jumps back to the lead. You see Julian falling back now with that damage. You got to think these guys are lean now and rolling. The cream rises to the top as Geisler and Coogan have been fast all day, and there's DeGroot who started on the front row. Matthias Kraus, who's been pretty fast on ovals throughout the season, and Sudik, who's always been consistent. Back here, Musselman inside of Altena. I think Julian's down on straightaway speed here. Brings Cable with him, who makes the move on Musselman in the 1. Oh, that's tight. So Cable and Musselman might try to work here in a draft to maybe catch up. They're about 1.7 or so seconds back from the Sudik car, and there's the top 5 now as they're trying to pull away from the field. We're only 1 lap off now on the time, so if this stays green, we will make it to the finish. It'd be ironic if this race stopped at 120, huh? Which was the old previous distance. Geisler, Coogan, DeGroot, Kraus, Sudik, your top 5, and I'm looking at Cabrol. His time is coming down. They are catching this pack. I don't know if they're going to get there quick enough, though. Sudik got a little tight there off of turn 2, and now Kraus going to pounce on him. Sudik's going to find him into turn 3, and he'll probably hold the position off. And it's going to be close here. This is exactly what this league wanted, was to have a race that could come down to draft, into racing, into Geisler, into DeGroot dropping to the bottom. Third to first into turn 1. Man, I hope those watching this race are having a blast right now. Great racing up front here. As you see, that second pack is starting to catch the front pack. Cabrol, Musselman, Herrera. It's about to become an 8-car pack. Six laps to go. Coogan has fallen all the way back to fourth, now trying to take third away. Shane, the Indianapolis driver, trying to win at his home track here. Sudik up to third. It's a matter of who's in the right position, who has the settings set up right, the bars, the weight jacker, who's got it set up perfectly to have the perfect car to make the move here to win this thing. I do not want to be the leader on the last lap. As DeGroot creating a weave a little bit down the front straightaway here. 4 laps to go. Up the middle comes Sudik. I honestly have no clue who's going to win this race still. Geisler's like, I'll see you with that middle move and raise you one. Julian has fallen all the way back to 12th, by the way, after that wall contact. So, unfortunately, out of the race he is. Everybody weaving and waving and doing whatever. And 3 laps to go. Yeah, we're officially timed. We're good. Unless they wreck. Go Coogan into the wall. And now one goes spinning. Fran Herrera's in the inside wall. Shane Coogan against the outside wall. We're still green. Coogan toes the pit road, so we're going to stay green. I've got visions of like the early 2000 teens, and I think I'm 1992 right now in my head. Rest in peace, Bob Jenkins. I won't ever do this as good as you, but I'm going to do my best. And I just heard somebody over the radio say they might run out of gas at the checkered flag. Oh boy. 2.5 miles to go. White flag from Indy. Two cars in a draft. You see Kraus making a move inside. That's going to take them 2 out. Sudik up the track, gonna lose third. DeGroot to the lead. He's got to protect as Geisler moves topside. Side by side, they come racing. To the line, DeGroot runs out, and Geisler wins the Indy 500. DeGroot ran out of gas off 4. Second career win for the German driver Geisler. Kraus finishes second. DeGroot ends up third. Cabrel ends up fourth with Sudik fifth. Did I mention there was money on the line in this race? Oh my gosh, what a finish. And Geisler might be out of gas himself, so let's watch this again. So it was Nick who I heard say, I'm literally going to run out at the line. And Geisler gets a little bit, if you will, of a side draft maybe there. They go down to the 3 here, and I thought Geisler slipped up here in 4. It looked like right here, I thought he was going to, he almost pulls back out thinking he was going to hit him, and I thought that killed his momentum. And then right here, DeGroot runs out. Yikes. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know what the guys did in the practices and the test sessions to get this setup right. They got it right. Let's just put it like that. That was fun. As we look at the final results here. That's if my results want to show. Maybe if I hit the feature button, it'll show up. There we go. Geisler wins it over Kraus, DeGroot, Cabrol, and Sudik, your top 5. Musselman, Pereno, Alexander, Kinder, 2 Sebastians there, 8th and 9th. Matt Houston finishes 10th. 11th goes to Julian Alton at 12th. Fran Herrera, Dan Herrera, and Herrera, 12th and 13th. Coogan, 14th. Luke Daniels, 15th. Roland Roush, 16th. Christopher Bryan, Joshua Tucker, finishing in the 18th position. 19th goes to Watson, Jesper Oman, Jose Granado, Matthias Strauss, Tobias Nahra, Kraus, Miranda, Forsyth, and Woodall. Those guys didn't start, unfortunately. But the 25 cars that raced today put on a fantastic effort in this 7th running of the Let's Race Indy 500. We'll wait on the drivers here. They'll come to chat eventually here, I think, to talk, and we'll talk to some of those drivers here that were a part of the fantastic finish. I'm pretty sure they're all taking a breath right now after what took place there. And just seeing some messages here that I'm getting. Unfortunately, none of the drivers are coming in here yet. I'm waiting for them to come into the Discord where I'm at. And they're not here. What a fantastic race. Let's watch the finish again while we try to get the drivers in here to talk. If I can find the buttons to hit here. That was pretty damn exciting. I knew when I saw the start of the race going the way it was going, I'm like, okay, there's a chance here that we're going to have something crazy happen at the end. And when that caution came out at 30 laps to go, I'm like, oh, man. And Geisler's there holding it wide open. See, right here, I thought he made a mistake because he tries to get the draft and he has to pop out real quick. I almost thought that lost his momentum right there. Yeah, you can see where DeGroot pulls away a little bit there. And he runs out right there. Did you hear that? Geisler's running out at the line, so both of them. What about Kraus here? He was good on fuel. He made it. I kind of quoted Craig recently, or in the broadcast, and I said, I said Craig said to me when we were talking about this before, he's like, man, an Indy race is always a fuel mileage race until it's not. And today it was a fuel mileage race this whole entire time, even though it didn't look like it was for a bit. But then it turned into a fuel mileage race, and it was won by this guy right here, Thomas Geisler. Congratulations, man. A second career VOR win. You won at Chicago a couple of seasons ago, and now wildly, you come to victory lane in Indianapolis, and I heard you sputter as you crossed the start-finish line to run out of fuel. But, man, you've won this race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy about it. That was a great race. It was a fuel race from the beginning, and we all thought that it's not a fuel race anymore after second pit stop. But in the end, it really was again. 10 laps to go, I thought maybe I will not make it, so I had to back off again and give up the lead, so I can save a bit. And in the end, it turns out that I did it right, because it had just a few drops of fuel into the in the tank, and Nick was unlucky that he was out of it. On the finish straight, but it was really a great race. It was intense. Yeah.
I know you were a part of those practice and test sessions we did, feels like a year ago, back when we were putting trying to figure out how to, I guess, quote unquote, fix the oval racing, because obviously it had turned into almost not a slot car, but a solo car, just ride, and you got your track position you're at. And I was kind of nervous for it. I know we did some more tests and more practices. I know Julian put a ton of practice sessions up. But today, it seemed like the racing, it wasn't pack-like. But at the same time, the handling was there, and you had to race for it. But at the same time, you could draft and make passes.
Yeah, for me, the setup felt really good. This week in the practice, it was super loose for me. I had really much problems in turn 2, especially with aero push. But today it was different, and maybe because lower temperature of the track. And for me, the setup felt really, really well. It was okay. You could go the high line, still not as well as in the last races we did here. But obviously it's more realistic. It was in this race.
You mentioned turn 2 being a problem for you in previous practices. I think about today, it seemed like a lot of drivers had issues off turn 2.
Okay, I didn't really notice.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a majority
I can imagine, yes.
Like I think of let's see who all got the wall there. Jesper, I think of Luke over in turn 2 had issues there towards the end. Julian got the wall over in that area, I believe. So it was like turn 2 was the corner that seemed to be creating that push. And I don't know, I've always believed it's a win thing, because like it seems like no matter what session you put up at Indianapolis, the wind always blows, it seems like, across from the front straightaway to the back, and it creates the car to push off turn 2. I don't know if that's me, but it's what it seems like.
Yeah, maybe this could be, because I never had such problems in turn 2, out of turn 2. So maybe simulation is better, or wind is calculated better. I don't know. But I was super cautious at the beginning in turn 2, and always tried to go in a little bit earlier than usually. And in the race I had no problems, luckily.
Well, great job, man. Congratulations. You're a VOR Indianapolis winner. You got a little bonus prize coming your way. And, yeah, man.
Really? Yeah.
Yes, you do. Congratulations on that. And I think it's like $20 of iRacing dollars coming from Let's Race. So congratulations on that. And here, shout out to whoever you like to, my man.
Yeah, shout outs, of course, to Raceverse. It was a great race with Shane. In the end, he fell back a little bit, but... it was a good race. He's not on very much lately. Yeah, thank you to Matt and all my teammates. Thank you to Julian for running the league, of course, and for the broadcast. And yeah, that's it, I think, and for the good race.
Oh, absolutely, Thomas. Appreciate it, man. Congratulations. Go enjoy, and we expect some kind of photo of milk in Discord.
Okay, I will try.
All right, bud. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you.
You
See
too,
you.
bud.
Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. Thomas Geisler, winner here of the 7th Let's Race Indy 500. Congratulations to him, as we'll bring in our runner-up finisher, Matthias Kraus, who had to survive the fuel mileage there himself. And heck, I even thought at one point you were a lap down when you really weren't. I was like, way to read the telemetry there, buddy. But you end up getting that pit stop there towards the end of the race that gets you up there into the top 5. And, it seemed like, I don't know if it was handling or maybe fuel that was holding you back a little bit and costing you some spots. But, man, when it counted, you shot back up there.
Yeah, hello and thanks. And sorry, my English is not the best.
You're better than mine already.
Yeah, the whole race, I was on fuel saving for the end, and yeah, the one yellow was not the best for me. I go to pit and then come the yellow, and then I had a penalty for entering closing pits. And yeah, but the setup was good. Fuel saving was good, and yeah, so I was really fast in the top 5, and yeah, the last lap was very incredible, and yeah, at the end P2, I'm very happy about that.
How tough is it being in a spot that you're in 4th coming off of turn 2? You make the move to go for 3rd. Now, knowing that the leaders are side by side, and you're now side by side with, I believe it was Nick you were side by side with down the back straightaway. Does it go through your mind at that time that, like, look, I'm almost conceding I'm not going to win this race, but at least I could try to get 3rd?
It's very tough when 2 cars in front of you are side by side, and then you have the dirty air and very big understeer in the turns, and it's not easy, but yeah, it works.
Hey, man, you did a great job. Way to hang in there and time the fuel mileage right and make it to the finish of this race. You finished 2nd, unfortunately, but it's right there. It's a great points day for you. I know you've had a little rough luck, especially with what happened at Phoenix and so on and so forth. But congratulations, and shout out to whoever you like to.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Absolutely. Matthias Kraus, the 2nd place finisher here at Indianapolis. Appreciate his time joining us here in the booth. And I will admit his English is a hell of a lot better than mine. And I'm from here. Truth be told. All right, let's bring in DeGroot, who probably the saddest guy right now. Saddest 3rd place finisher we've ever had. After that race, man. So the first question, was it you that I heard cue the mic up with like 2 to go saying, I think I'm about to run out right at the finish?
Yeah, I just wanted to warn him so Thomas didn't run me over and he gets screwed too. But I could have gotten behind him. I could have saved that little last bit, but I really, really didn't want to give up the inside. I didn't want to give up the lead. And I was thinking, there might be a caution. I might get enough of a gap. It might run out like right at the finish. It was down to like it was the difference of like 0.06 that I needed. So yeah, I could have saved it, but I got a little too greedy. I wanted to keep the lead. I was worried about a caution and all that. And yeah, so I'm glad I went for it though. I'm here for a one-off, so might as well.
Absolutely, man. And you did that, and you did what you had to do. I know you got kind of bitten by that caution right in the middle of the first round of pit stops. You fell back to like 8th or so in that area, and you worked your way up through, smoothly. You and I think Jesper definitely had cars you could get up there and win with. But how was the racing out there, man? It looked like it was just a lot of fun to be a part of. You had to handle a little bit, you had to save fuel a little bit, but at the same time, you could get out there and if you wanted to draft and make a pass, you could do so.
Yeah, it's my first race on the Rescan Indy, and I'm happy to say it's still Indy. It's a little less bumpy, but it's still Indy, and I know they can't do it in real life, but I do love that outside line
Yes.
still works. I love using that thing to get out people.
But yeah, I agree. No, I was gonna say it's so cool to see the outside line. Like, I know it's more of a stock car thing when you see like the way the racing is, but like to be able to know that somebody could go to the bottom and you don't have to technically let them go to give them the spot. You could fight them and get the run back off the corner.
Yeah, I love that. Just options. That's all you want in a place like this, or you're going to be stuck in line the whole time. And yeah, we got those positions back, and then later I messed up on pit road. I think I slid through my box, and then we ended up restarting 8th again for that final restart, and then we really had to blow our way through the field. And in hindsight, should have saved a little more, but oh well.
Hey, you went for it, like you said. I would rather probably be upset that I didn't win, but went for it instead of, man, I had enough fuel to make it by a lap.
I'd be even more upset if I saved and I'm sitting in second and then there's like a caution with 2 or 3 to go and the race is over.
Right, exactly, because there's no green, white checkers here. So you were kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, unfortunately there. But hey, man, good to see you out here. Good 3rd place finish, and give some shout outs whoever you like to.
That was fun. First of all, congrats to Thomas, and thank you to everybody at Factory Back Motorsports. Cool to get out here with the motorsport.com, CodyMoore.com, Canvas Shoes, Delara IR18, and go for a win. I don't know when my next race will be, but I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun to race with these guys.
Well, I will say Poconos in a couple weeks, another 500-kilometer. Just saying.
Ooh, here's hoping.
All right, buddy. Hey, good to see you, man, and be safe. Good.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nick DeGroot, their 3rd place finisher, and that is such a tough spot to be in. I totally understand him. It's like, would you rather be the guy that puts all of it into it to try to win this race, but you fall the distance of pit road short? I mean, he ran out of fuel past pit wall. Or would you rather be the guy that sits back in like 6th, knowing you can get up there, and yet you don't have, or you have more than enough fuel to get there and you run out of time? I think I'm totally on board with Nick there, and I think he made the right decision, and feel bad for him. That's unfortunate. Hell, I mean, Thomas almost ran out of gas pretty much crossing the start-finish line, so it just shows you what this is all about. I mean, I think of the 2000, of course, Gary's probably watching, so no pressure, Scally getting this one right. 2011 Indy 500, of course, the Hildebrand Turn 4 wall with Dan Weldon winning that race. I think of the 100th Indy 500 with Rossi winning on fumes. I mean, that's all kind of went up to that kind of race again, where it came down to a close finish, but yet the fuel mileage came right into play there. So that was phenomenal. I definitely enjoyed it, and hopefully everybody else did. Hopefully everybody enjoys the broadcast. I'm sure people are going to be going back and watching this on either the VOD of VOR's YouTube page or the Captain's YouTube page. Either way, definitely had fun, and congratulations to Thomas Geisler on winning the 7th running of the Let's Race Indy 500. So congratulations to him, and thank you everybody for joining us here on the Captain Esports Network and on Velocity Online Racing's YouTube page. Shout out to Gary Godso, by the way. Thanks for helping with the interviews and getting that all set up and stuff. So appreciate all the help he's done. All the admins a part of the series who's helped put this thing together the last 8 seasons. Everybody's done a great job with that. So this season and this series continues to roll on. So great job, Julian Altina, for putting all this together. A lot of practice sessions he's hosted and that kind of thing for all the work he's done. Great job on that, and unfortunate on the run on his part there. But either way, we'll be back in 2 weeks from Watkins Glen, and we'll be ready to rock and roll there on that 2.45. Actually, that's the regular oval, or the regular road course. The other road course is like 3.6 or something like that. So should be a lot of fun on that track, including the boot and more. So with that being said, we head out, and remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!